let's get into it. We're doing a deep dive today on something pretty key in Formula One.
The penalty point system.
Exactly, the driver penalty points. It adds this whole other layer, doesn't it? Strategy, consequences. Our main source here is a BBC Sport article from June 2nd, 2025. It really lays out the mechanics.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because it seems, straightforward, just points adding up, but the pressure it creates is immense.
Huge pressure. It can affect individual races, sure, but also like the whole championship battle. So our mission really is to get under the hood of these rules, understand what actions get you points, what happens when you rack them up.
And zoom in on this current situation, the big one everyone's talking about.
Right, because this isn't just theory, is it? The system can and does lead to drivers actually being suspended, banned from a race.
And yeah, one of the biggest names in the sport is, well, right on the edge of that happening as we speak, or as of the source date anyway.
It puts this kind of ticking clock over a driver's head for a whole year.
It really does. Discipline over 12 months.
So let's start right at the beginning. The core rule. What is it?
Okay, so the system itself, the FIA brought it in back in 2014. And the fundamental rule is this.
Yeah.
It works on a 12-month rolling period.
Rolling period, okay.
Yeah. So if any driver gets 12 penalty points accumulated on their super license.
That's their F1 driving license, basically.
Exactly. If they hit 12 points within any 12-month window, bang, automatic one race suspension.
Wow, okay. So 12 points in 12 months means you're sitting out the next Grand Prix. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And these points, they're not random. They're given for specific offenses.
Right. The article mentions things like causing collisions.
Yeah, causing collisions is a big one. But also stuff like driving too slowly, dangerously slow in the pit lane, or overtaking when the red flag's out. That's a serious one.
And the number of points depends on how bad the incident was, I guess.
Precisely. The stewards decide based on the severity. More serious stuff gets you more points.
Okay. And the consequence we mentioned, hitting 12 points, means that one race ban. What about the points themselves after the ban? Do they stick around?
Good question. No. The source clarifies that once a driver serves that suspension,
Sits out the race.
all the points they had racked up to get that ban are wiped clean. Gone.
Oh, really? A complete reset.
A complete reset off their license. But, the price is missing a whole race weekend.
Yeah, that's a hefty price. It's not just a slap on the wrist or a fine. It actually takes you out of the running.
Definitely impacts your season.
So has this actually bitten anyone since 2014? Has a driver actually hit 12 points and been forced to sit out?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not just theoretical. The article confirms one driver so far has served a ban under this system.
Only one. Who was it?
Kevin Magnussen.
Ah, came back. Okay.
Yeah, he reached the 12-point limit and had to serve his ban in September 2024. He missed the Azerbaijan Grand Prix because of points he'd accumulated in the 12 months leading up to that.
Right. So it shows the system has teeth. It can happen.
Absolutely. It's a real deterrent, or at least it's meant to be.
Which brings us to the current situation, the one grabbing headlines. The article from June 2nd focuses on Max Verstappen.
Yeah, and his case really highlights how this rolling 12-month thing works and the pressure it creates when you get close.
So where does he stand, according to that article?
As of June 2nd, 2025, Max Verstappen was sitting on 11 penalty points.
11. Wow, that's close.
It's extremely close. And the source notes that 3 of those points were added very recently, after the Spanish Grand Prix.
The incident with George Russell.
That's the one. They collided, and the stewards assigned him 3 penalty points for his role in it.
And just to be clear, that's separate from any in-race penalty, right? Like, he also got a time penalty during the race itself.
Correct. He got a 10-second time penalty added to his race result, but these 3 points are an additional consequence, specifically for his super license record.
Okay, so 11 points total. That puts him in a seriously precarious position.
Oh, incredibly high risk. He is literally one single point away from triggering that ban.
Just 1 point. So what does that mean for the upcoming races?
Well, the article spells it out. He has the Canadian and Austrian Grand Prix next. If he picks up any penalty points at all, even just 1 point for a minor infraction in either of those races,
He hits 12 points.
and he gets the automatic one race ban for the race immediately following that.
Wow. That's walking a tightrope. But hang on, you said it's a rolling system? Points expire, right? They don't stay there forever.
Exactly right. That's the crucial part. Each point expires exactly 12 months after the date it was given.
So his total isn't fixed at 11 indefinitely. Some points must be due to drop off soon.
Yes, and the article gives us the specifics for Verstappen's points. There's a key date coming up very soon after those next two races.
Okay.
June 30th, 2025. That date is critical because it's the day after the Austrian Grand Prix.
Right. So if he manages to get through Canada and Austria without collecting any more points,
Then on June 30th, his oldest 2 points, the first two that make up his current total of 11, they expire.
so his total would then drop.
Correct. It would drop from 11 down to 9 points on that day.
Okay, 9 points. Still quite a few, but not one away from a ban.
Exactly. It significantly lowers the immediate danger level.
And after those 2 points expire end of June, when are the next ones due to fall off, does the article say?
It does. After June 30th, none of his remaining 9 points expire until quite a bit later in the season. The next date is October 27th, 2025.
October 27th. That's after the Mexico City race, isn't it?
Correct, the day after. So there's a long stretch from the end of June until late October where he'd be sitting on those 9 points, assuming no new ones are added.
So this really defines his window of maximum risk, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's laser focused on these next two races, Canada and Austria. He needs a completely clean slate, 0 penalty points in both events.
If he does that, he drops to 9 points on June 30th.
Yep. And then from June 30th through to October 27th, he'd need to pick up 3 or more points to hit the 12-point threshold again. Still risky, but much less immediate than needing just one.
That timeline, knowing when points expire, it must play on a driver's mind. It adds this whole strategic layer beyond just driving fast.
Oh, for sure. You have to manage your aggression, your risk taking, maybe differently depending on how many points you're carrying and when they expire.
It's not just about the single incident, but how it fits into your 12-month record.
Exactly.
So bringing this back to you, the listener, why does understanding all this detail actually matter?
Well, it matters because it's a real rule with real consequences that directly affects who can race. A suspension isn't just bad luck for the driver.
No, it impacts the whole team, the constructors' points, the championship fight, potentially. If a top contender is forced to miss a race, that can swing things dramatically.
Yeah.
It's another factor, another layer of pressure and strategy playing out that isn't always visible on the surface. Right. It makes you watch those stewards' investigations after a tangle on track with a bit more understanding of what might be at stake beyond just a time penalty.
Definitely gives you more context.
Okay, so let's quickly sum up the key takeaways here. The magic number is 12 penalty points.
Within any rolling 12-month period.
Hit that and you get a 1-race ban. The system has been in place since 2014.
Kevin Magnussen is the only driver so far to actually serve that ban.
And currently, as of early June 2025, Max Verstappen is on 11 points, meaning
any points at all in Canada or Austria trigger a ban for him. But if he stays clean through those,
2 points expire right after Austria, dropping him to 9 points until late October 2025, when more are due to expire.
it's really a system designed to, encourage cleaner driving over the long haul. Consistency matters.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something to maybe mull over. We've talked about how points expire after 12 months.
Yeah, that rolling aspect.
So how do you think that might subtly change how a driver behaves on track? Does knowing your points are about to expire maybe make you, I don't know, a bit more willing to push the limits compared to when you've just picked up fresh points that'll be on your record for a full year?
Does the calendar itself become part of the risk calculation?
Exactly. Does it quietly shape strategy? Something to think about next time you see a close call on track.